process today. I love filming these videos, especially with this book, and you guys seem to like them as well. So, yeah, we are still chugging along in this book. If you haven't seen the previous videos with it, it does have facts that are separated by categories. So, yeah, we've done a bunch of different categories with this book, but today we are starting with the interesting category, so just interesting facts. So yeah, I hope you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy all of these facts. It's possible that my stomach might growl in this video, so I'm sorry. I did try to eat before, but it's a common problem with me. But I hope you enjoy. Don't take them too seriously, because some of them I think are a little bit inaccurate or outdated. So just try to sit back, relax, and enjoy. But let's get started with the interesting facts. Number 1. Barcode scanners actually read the spaces between the black bars, not the black bars themselves. Number 2. A can of regular Coke will sink to the bottom of water, while a can of Diet Coke will float. Number 3. In 1976, an underachieving Princeton student named John Aristotle Phillips wrote a term paper describing how to build a nuclear bomb. He received an A, but never got his paper back, as it was seized by the FBI. Number 4. Coal power stations put out 100 times more radiation into the air than nuclear power plants, producing the same amount of energy. Number 5. Percussive maintenance is the technical term for hitting something until it works, like a remote. Number 6. There are no clocks in the casinos of Las Vegas, so customers lose track of time and stay on the premises longer. Number 7. When you get blackout drunk, you don't actually forget anything because your brain wasn't recording anything in the first place. Number 8. Labiorphilist is the collection and study of beer bottle labels. Number 9. Popes can't be organ donors because their entire body has to be buried intact, as it belongs to the Universal Catholic Church. Imagine if you got the Pope's kidney, like that'd be crazy. Number 10. There used to be sheep that grazed in Central Park up until 1934. They were moved during the Great Depression as it was feared they'd be eaten. Number 11. Haliotics is the study of fishing. Number 12. The Titanic used to have its own newspaper called the Atlantic Daily Bulletin. It was printed daily on board and had news, ads, stock prices, horse racing results, gossip, and the day's menu. Number 13. It is estimated that only 8% of the world's total money is real. The rest exists electronically on computer hard drives and bank accounts. Number 14. Over 50% of all lottery tickets sold are bought by only 5% of people who buy lottery tickets. Number 15. A study conducted by the University of Oxford found that for every person you fall in love with and accommodate into your life, you lose 2 close friends. Number 16. If you open your eyes in a pitch black room, the color you'll see is called Eigengrau. Number 17. The Pentagon spends over $250,000 each year to study the body language of world leaders like Vladimir Putin. Number 18. Studies have shown that smoking hookah is no safer than smoking cigarettes, and in fact may cause the smoker to absorb more toxic substances than cigarettes. Number 19. The youngest pope to ever be elected was Pope Benedict IX, born in 1012, who was only 12 years old. Number 20. In 2000, the KKK adopted a stretch of highway near St. Louis, so the Missouri government responded by renaming the road Rosa Parks Highway. Number 21. Triskaidekaphobia is the fear of the number 13. Number 22. Stalin's guards were so afraid of him that no one called a doctor for over 10 hours after he had a stroke resulting in his death. They feared that he might recover and execute anyone who acted outside of his orders. Number 23. Ecrinology is the study of excretion. Lovely. Number 24. There is a condition called math anxiety, which causes people to perform poorly in mathematics, not because they're ungifted at math, but because the condition causes their brain to enter such a state where they simply cannot perform math. Number 25. Oikology is the science of housekeeping. Number 26. A man named Jonathan Lee Riches got in the Guinness Book of World Records for having filed the highest number of lawsuits in the world, with a total of over 2,600. Number 27. A stock exchange system exists with pirates in Somalia. Locals can invest in a pirate group, and after a successful heist, they will receive a reward. In one instance, a woman gave an RPG-7 to a private group and ended up receiving $75,000. Number 28. Papophobia is the fear of the Pope. Is anyone scared of the Pope? Number 29. A false awakening is the term used for a vivid or convincing dream about awakening from sleep when in reality you are sleeping. Number 30. One lightning bolt has enough energy to toast 100,000 slices of bread. I would think it'd be a lot more than that, honestly. Number 31. Reciprocal liking is a psychological term used to describe when you start liking someone after you find out that they like you. It's a phenomenon that reflects the way people feel better about themselves and enjoy the company of those that provide them with positive feelings. Number 32. Sternutophobia is the fear of sneezing. Number 33. The chances of an American being killed by lightning is the same chance a person in Japan has being shot and killed by a gun. That's a good fact. That's a crazy fact. Number 34. what's the most popular taxi color? I feel like that could also be related to like why a lot of fast food chains include yellow, potentially. Number 35. Chaology is the study of chaos or chaos theory. Chaology is probably what it is. Number 36. Getting hit by lightning heats up your skin to 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit or 27,000 degrees Celsius, which is hotter than the surface of the sun. Number 37. There is a term known as friend paradox, where the average person has less friends than his friend. What? I don't know. Number 38. The Bingham Canyon copper mine in Utah is the largest man-made hole at half a mile or 1 kilometer deep and 2 miles or 4 kilometers wide. It covers 770 hectares. Number 39. Deltiology is the collection and study of picture postcards. Number 40. Cherophobia is the fear of being happy or joyful with the expectation that something bad will happen. Number 41. The reason a whip creates a whipping sound is because it's moving quicker than the speed of sound, creating a small sonic boom. Number 42. It is estimated that about 100 billion people have died since Homo sapiens appeared over 200,000 years ago. I guess that's just gonna exponentially increase. Number 43. The world's largest gold bar is 551 pounds or 250 kilograms. Number 44. In 1979, debris from NASA's space station's Skylab crash landed in the town of Esperance, Western Australia, for which the town fined NASA $400 for littering. They actually paid it. Number 45. Many animal shelters will not allow black cats to be adopted around Halloween time because most people just buy them as impulse purchases. Number 46. The fear of clowns is called calorophobia. Number 47. In 2011, Lego produced 381 million tires, making them the world's largest rubber tire manufacturer by number of units produced. Okay, Lego. Number 48. If you went through 17 tons of gold ore and 1 ton of personal computers, you'd find more gold from the personal computers. What? Number 49. 2,520 is the smallest number that can be divided by all numbers between 1 and 10. Number 50. Back in the day, when rabbit ears were put behind a man's head, it meant that his wife was cheating on him. The 2 fingers held up symbolized the horns of a stag, which had apparently lost its mate to a rival stag. Interesting. Number 51. More than half of the world's population is under racism and homophobia are linked to having a lower IQ, as those with lower intelligence tend to gravitate towards socially conservative ideologies. Number 53. Anuptophobia is the fear of either remaining unmarried or marrying the wrong person. I think I have that a little bit. Number 54. The Kuwaiti dinar is the strongest currency in the world, with 1 dinar equating to $3.29 USD. I don't know if that's still accurate or outdated. Number 55. Pirates used to wear eye patches on one eye during the day so they could see better at night with that same eye. Number 56. Big Ben in London is not the tower, but the bell inside of it. Number 57. A bus can replace 40 cars if people made the switch. Number 58. Diamonds are actually not that rare. A company called De Beers owns 95% of the market and suppresses supply to keep the prices high. Number 59. Campanology is the art of bell ringing. Number 60. The clothing store H&M stands for Hens and Maurits. Number 61. The pinky swear came from Japan and indicated that if someone broke the promise, they must cut off their pinky. That's intense. Fun fact, I used to think when people were saying pinky swear, they were saying pinky square. And I was confused as to why we were saying pinky square. Number 62. Trypophobia is the fear of holes. Trypophobia. I don't know. Number 63. The reason people traditionally put wedding rings on the left ring finger is because before medical science figured out how the circulatory system functioned, people believed that there was a vein that ran directly from the fourth finger of the left hand to the heart. I believe it. Number 64. Anything that melts can be made into glass. However, there will be molten residue stuck to it. Number 65. The nicotine from one puff of a cigarette reaches your brain in 7 seconds. Alcohol takes approximately 6 minutes. Number 66. 21st century, this will happen 4 times in 2012, 2040, 2068, and 2096. Okay, I feel like that's okay. Cool. Number 74. The average IQ has been declining over recent decades. This is because smarter people are having less children. Interesting. Number 75. Brass doorknobs automatically disinfect themselves in 8 hours, which is known as the oligodynamic effect. Number 76. Schools that ditch schoolyard rules are actually seeing a decrease in bullying, serious injuries, and vandalism, while concentration levels in class are increasing. This is because fewer rules requires critical thinking, whereas simply obeying instructions requires very little critical thinking. Number 77. A study conducted in 2011 by Angela Duckworth proved that IQ tests can be affected by motivation. By promising subjects monetary rewards, she found that the higher the reward, the higher they scored on the IQ test. Number 78. There's only one Shell gas station shaped like a shell. 8 were built in the 1930s, but the only one left is in North Carolina. Number 79. You can see 4 states from the top of Chicago's Willis Tower on a clear day. It's about 40 to 50 miles away beyond Illinois and out to Indiana, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Number 80. The collars on men's dress shirts used to be detachable. This was to save on laundry costs, as the collar was the part that needed cleaning the most frequently. What? I can't imagine cleaning the collar of my shirt and not cleaning the rest. Number 81. The first roller coaster was used to transport coal down a hill. After people found that it could reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, tourists asked to ride on it for a few cents. Alright, the next facts are about inventions and inventors, which should be interesting. Number 82. The Gatling gun was invented by Dr. Richard Gatling, who noticed that the majority of soldiers during the Civil War who died were due to disease, not gunshot wounds. By inventing a machine that could replace hundreds of soldiers, the need for large armies would be reduced, thus diminishing exposure to battle and disease. Number 83. The first hard drive was invented in 1956 and weighed over a ton. Number 84. Thomas Edison taught his second wife, Mina Miller, Morse code so that they could communicate in secret by tapping each other's hands when their families were around. Number 85. Inventor Nikola Tesla and author Mark Twain were best friends and were mutual fans designed to spill its content if too much wine is poured in, encouraging moderation. It's funny. Number 90. When dying in 1955, Einstein refused surgery, saying, "I want to go when I want. It's tasteless to prolong life artificially. I've done my share. It's time to go. I will do it elegantly." It's cool. Number 91. As of 2019, the largest yacht in the world, named Azam, is 590 feet long, the length of 2 football fields, and cost $600 million to build. It was created in 2013, taking 4 years to construct, and beat the previous world record by a full 57 feet. It has 94,000 horsepower and can go up to 37 miles or 60 kilometers per hour, the fastest speed for a yacht longer than 300 feet. I don't think I paid attention to what I was reading at all, to be honest. Number 92. The electric chair to execute people was created by a dentist. I've heard that one. Number 93. Bluetooth got its name from Ericsson's Viking heritage, the Swedish communication company. It's named after Danish Viking King Harald Blatant. Blatant translates to Bluetooth in English, and incredibly, the Bluetooth symbol is actually his initials inscribed in runic symbols. Number 94. In 2004, Volvo introduced a concept car called YYC that was built specifically for women without a hood and dent-resistant bumpers. That's terrible. Number 95. Created in Germany, ESS Lac is the world's first edible spray paint that comes in gold, silver, red, and blue. Number 96. There is a device known as ventricular assist, or VAD, that can permanently replace the function of your heart. The only side effect is that you have no pulse. Number 97. There are now digital pens that can record everything you write, draw, or sketch on any surface. Number 98. Scientists from ATR Computational Neuroscience Laboratories in Tokyo, Japan, have successfully developed a technology that can put thoughts on a computer screen. Number 99. When tractor owner Ferruccio Lamborghini voiced his frustration over his clutch in the Ferrari to Car's founder Enzo Ferrari, Enzo insulted him, telling him that the problem was with the driver, not the car. Ferruccio decided to start his own car company, and thus the Lamborghini was born. Number 100. In 1936, the Russians created a computer that ran on water. Number 101. Bubble wrap was originally invented in 1957 to be sold as wallpaper. That's funny. Number 102. The Kevlar bulletproof vest was invented by a pizza delivery guy after being shot twice on the job. Number 103. The tin can was invented in 1810. The can opener was invented 48 years later. People used hammers and chisels between this time. 104. The Centennial light bulb in Livermore, California, has been burning since 1901 and is the world's longest lasting light bulb according to the Guinness Book of World Records. The bulb is at least 113 years old and has only been turned off a handful of times. Number 805, it's 805 in the book, 105. It took a whole month for Erno Rubik, the inventor of the Rubik's Cube, to solve his own creation. 106. In the summer of 1932, while sitting in a restaurant, Adolf Hitler designed the prototype for what would become the first Volkswagen Beetle. 107. Volvo invented the three-point seatbelt, but opened up the patent to any car manufacturer who wanted to use it, as they felt it had more value as a life-saving tool than something to profit them. Number 108. There's a company called True Mirror that makes non-reversing mirrors that show you how you actually appear to other people. I want that. Number 109. There's a company named NeuroWare that sells a headphone that can read your brainwaves and selects music based on your state of mind. Number 110. In 2007, a man named Mike Warren Madden designed a device called the Aquatic Pram that allows you to take your fish for a walk. Number 111. The lighter was invented before the matchstick. Number 112. Otto Frederick Rohwedder was the first person to sell sliced bread, and he did it in America in 1928. In 1912, Otto invented the single loaf bread slicing machine, which was the first in the world. He marketed his invention as the single greatest advancement in the baking industry since they started wrapping bread, and he was right, because we term great ideas these days as the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's so cool. I can't believe I've never looked up, who created sliced bread, because we talk about it all the time, you know. Alright, the next facts are about kids, but there's only 10, so. Number 113. Some estimates report that 1 in 8 babies is given to the wrong parents at some point during their hospital stay. Number 114. In Armenia, all children age 6 and up are taught chess in school as a mandatory part of their curriculum. That was in my country facts video, I think. Number 115. In Iceland, it's forbidden to give your child a name that hasn't been approved by the Icelandic Naming Committee. 116. In 2013, France banned child beauty pageants because they promote the hypersexualization of minors. Anyone who organizes such a pageant could face jail time for up to 2 years and a fine of up to 30,000 euros. Number 117. A 7-year-old second grader was suspended for biting a Pop-Tart into the shape of a mountain, which school officials mistook for a gun. What? Number 118. The reason Lego heads have holes in them is so air can pass through them if a child ever swallows one. I've heard that. Number 119. In Quebec, Sweden, and Norway, it's illegal to advertise directly to children. This is to prevent companies from encouraging children to beg their parents to buy them stuff. Number 120. A study done by the Bureau of Economic Research concluded that firstborn children have higher IQ forcibly repressed during World War I. Number 24. Almost is the longest English word in alphabetical order. Number 125. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. Really? Number 126. The English word orange was the name of the fruit for a few hundred years before the color was later named after the fruit. Before that, what we know as orange was known as Eolareed. What? Why don't we just name everything after fruits? Like, wouldn't that be crazy if like yellow was just called lemon and green was just called lime and red was just called apple? Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be funny. Number 127. Since the beginning of communication, it's been estimated that 31,000 languages have existed. Number 128. The word muggle was added to the English dictionary and is defined as a person lacking a particular skill. Number 129. Noah Webster, the creator of the first ever American dictionary, learned 26 languages so he could understand and research the origins of his own country's tongue in order to write it. Number 130. The word J used to be used as slang for a dull or stupid person. So when anyone ignored traffic regulations and crossed roads illegally, the person would be called a jaywalker. I always wondered why we say jaywalker. Number 131. Overmorrow is a word that means the day after tomorrow. Sorry about my stomach growling. I hope it's not too loud. Sorry. Number 132. Uncopyrightable is the longest normal word you can use that doesn't repeat letters. Subdermatoglyphic is longer, however it's only used by dermatologists. It's still a word. Number 133. Sir, I demand I am a maid named Iris is the longest palindrome. That is, it makes the same sentence if you say it backwards. I feel like you could come up with a longer word, longer sentence. Number 134. The scientific word for picking your nose is rhinotilexomania. Rhino means nose, tilex means habitual picking, while mania means rage or fury. Number 135. Mandarin is the most spoken language in the world, with 1.1 billion speakers. I believe it's actually only the most spoken first language, but English is the most spoken language. Yeah. Number 136. The words Tokyo, Beijing, and Seoul all translate to capital in English. Number 137. The French language Scrabble is home to as many as 800 languages, making it the most linguistically diverse city in the world. Ioannis Economou, the chief translator in the European Commission, can speak 32 different languages. His native language is Greek, and he's the only in-house translator in the European Commission who's trusted to translate classified Chinese documents. Number 144. Just like all languages, sign language has different accents based on country, age, ethnicity, and whether the person is deaf or not. 145. There are approximately 6,500 languages spoken in the world today. However, 2,000 of those languages only have 1,000 speakers or less. 146. Grammatical pedantry syndrome is a form of OCD in which sufferers feel the need to correct every grammatical error they see. 147. The dot over the J or I is called a tittle. Number 148. I am is the shortest English sentence. Alright, the next ones are about nature, Earth, and the universe. 149. If you removed all the empty space from the atoms that make every human on Earth, all humans could fit into an apple. Whoa. That's crazy. 150. The surface area of South America is greater than that of Pluto's. The largest living creature on Earth is the Great Barrier Reef, which measures 1,200 miles or 2,000 kilometers long. The sun and the moon appear to be the same size in our sky because of the amazing coincidence that the moon is 400 times smaller, but also 400 times closer. 153. Graphene is pure carbon in the form of a very thin, nearly transparent sheet, only 1 atom thick, and it's the world's strongest material. It's 1,000,000 times thinner than paper, but 200 times stronger than steel. It's wild. 154. Earth is the only planet not named after a god. 155. There are more living organisms in a teaspoon of soil than there are humans in the world. 156. The largest volcano in our solar system is also the largest mountain in the solar system. It is Olympus Mons on Mars, which is 3 times the height of Mount Everest. 157. More than 20% of the world's oxygen is produced in the Amazon rainforest. 158. Since Venus is not tilted on an axis like the Earth, it experiences no seasons. 159. The largest cave in the world is in Vietnam, and it's called the Sun Dung Cave. It's just under 6 miles or 9 kilometers long, and its interior is so big that it even has its own clouds and forests. In fact, its ceiling is so high that you can fit an entire 40-story skyscraper inside. Number 160. There's a lake in Western Australia called Lake Hillier that has water that's naturally pink. 161. 1/3 of the Earth's surface is the cyanobacterias, a type of bacteria that originated 2.8 billion years ago. 163. The word Sahara in Arabic means desert, so desert in Arabic. It also once snowed in the Sahara back in 1979. 59 days on Earth is the equivalent of 1 on Mercury. That's cool. Number 165. There is a hole in the ozone layer sitting right above Antarctica that is twice the size of Europe. 166. Saturn's largest moon, named Titan, has an atmosphere so thick and gravity so low that you can actually fly through it by flapping any sort of wings attached to your arm. 167. Around 350 to 420 million years ago, before trees were common, the Earth was covered in giant mushroom stalks. Number 168. The scent that lingers after it rains is called petrichor. It's estimated that the world's helium supply will run out within the next 20 to 30 years. Number 170. The Witwatersrand Basin was the densest area containing gold in the world. More than 40% of all the gold ever mined has come out of this basin. You would lose a third of your body weight on Mars due to lower gravity. Number 172. The biggest moon in our solar system is called Ganymede, which is bigger than the planet of Mercury. 173. Antarctica is considered a desert as it only receives 2 inches or 50 millimeters of precipitation a year. Astatine is the rarest element in the world, with only 30 grams total in the Earth's crust. 175. Angel Falls is a waterfall in Venezuela that is the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall at a height of 3,200 feet or 979 meters. 176. Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan named the Pacific Ocean due to the calmness of the ocean. Pacific translates to peaceful. Xenography is the study of the planet Jupiter. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station see 15 sunrises and 15 sunsets a day, averaging one every 45 minutes due to the station's proximity to the Earth and the speed of its orbit. That's cool. Over 50% of the oxygen supply we breathe comes from the Amazon rainforest. The largest ocean on Earth is the Pacific Ocean, covering 30% of the globe. 90% of the Earth's ice is in Antarctica. 182. It rains diamonds on the planets Uranus and Neptune. 183. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about our own oceans. The most polluted place on Earth is Lake Karachay in Russia. It was used as a nuclear dumping site in the past by the Soviet Union. The radiation levels are so high that just 1 hour of exposure is a lethal dose of radiation. 185. There's a phenomenon that occurs in the Mekong River in Thailand where red fireballs ferry bridge in China. It was virtually unknown to the rest of the world until it was observed on Google Maps. 188. Fire whirls, also known as fire tornadoes, are whirlwinds of flame that occur in countries where it's sufficiently hot, like Australia. 189. Scientists have discovered a planet using the Hubble telescope, a deep azure blue planet 63 light years away that rains glass sideways. If the sun was scaled down to the size of a cell, the Milky Way would be the size of the United States. Pluto is smaller than Russia. 192. Hudson Bar in Canada has less gravity than the rest of the Earth. It's unsure exactly why, but scientists hypothesize that it has something to do with the convection occurring on the Earth's mantle. On the planet of Venus, it snows metal. There are 100 to 400 billion stars in the Milky Way, and more than 100 billion galaxies in the universe. Astronomers have found what appears to be one of the oldest known stars in the universe, which is located about 6,000 light years away from Earth. The ancient star formed not long after the Big Bang, 13.8 billion years ago. According to scientists, the weight of the average cloud is the same as 100 elephants. Number 197. The highest temperature ever recorded on Earth was in El Azizia on September 13th, 1922, at 136 degrees Fahrenheit or 58 degrees Celsius. Pretty sure the highest temperature recorded was in Death Valley. I could be wrong. The largest earthquake recorded was in Chile in 1960. It was placed at a 9.4 to 9.6 on the magnitude scale and lasted for 10 minutes. 199. The amount of water on Earth is constant. However, a billion years from now, the sun will be 10% brighter, increasing the heat and causing the Earth to lose all its water. And number 200. The Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench is the deepest point in Earth's oceans that we know about at 36,060 feet or 10,994 meters. Do you hear my stomach? What is that? Okay, it's time for me to stop. I am so sorry about the noise in this video. We're like car doors slamming. My stomach is really going at it. I promise I